Welcome back. Quick update, because I was expecting the next video to be me showing you the new labels. It's currently Tuesday afternoon. This video might go up tonight, might go up tomorrow. The new label should have arrived Friday. They didn't, apparently, because the supplier had put the wrong postcode on. Supposed then to arrive Monday, they didn't. Then said, oh god, it's just been these things are sent to try us, aren't they? So most of today, yeah. Anyway, look what have we got here. So Simon came up last Thursday, spent 4 days doing little things that have been necessary, so remotivated me. Took a bit of a slug when it came to poor old Mustn't Grumble. Last Wednesday, was it last Wednesday? I don't even know when it was. That's how weird it is. I got a phone call saying, oh, they've had to pull her out of the water because they thought she was sinking, or they found water in the back, and that was about 8 o'clock at night. So we drove straight up to where Mustn't Grumble was. Couldn't find any sign of water ingress, and yeah, I still have no idea. Fuck's sake. Right, it's 10 to 9, we're at Stanleylands, and she's been pulled out of the water, so can we see a ladder? But I'm going to need to get up there somehow. I might just put a pallet up against the side, climb up that. Should have bought a ladder. Right, well, borrowed a ladder from Nigel, and rather precariously come up the side. Doesn't look too damp, but it looks very, very dusty, because they shot blasted it without shutting the fucking windows. But the lowest part of the boat is the back, so I haven't managed to break any of the glasses. Not that that's any of my real concern. Okay, let's have a look down here. Right, that doesn't seem too bad. What we need to do is move these steps out, Charlotte.
Yeah, I know.
So let me move back. Right, and just move that out of the way. Has it come over the... Right, no it hasn't, so that's good.
The internal bilge is pretty much dry.
Right, well that's alright. That's okay. Put it back. Let's put the steps and everything back. Right, so we decided to risk life and limb and have a look inside here. Dry as a bone. A little bit down the bottom, but otherwise...
No more than usual.
Right, good. Okay, be careful going down. Long story short, she's now in Sheffield. Johnny, our friend Jonathan Wilson, and Lewis are going to sort her out, which is a weight off my mind, if I'm honest. So anyway, yes, so Simon and I ticked lots of little boxes off. The first was to swap this around with this, and that involved obviously then moving the control panel. So we then built, or Simon actually built, this little thing here. Now the beauty of this is it's also a handle for helping move it. So I mounted the reverse osmosis and the arm for the CP, so that was good. I'm going to talk you through some of the other things we did. with regard to the new brew kit in a minute, but regas this, and so R290, a little valve and a hose, and it should have been 10 minutes, but for various reasons it was a bit longer. Working a treat. So I'm guessing regas it every 6 months. It's fine. And it dropped down to temperature within an hour from being at wherever it was. Whereas before, it just would take days and days and days. So that's worked. That's perfect. Brilliant. Yeah, so pleased am I now, because I just, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So you may notice an extra 32 lead, as well as the 32 that we've already got for the CP. Now the reason for that is this box is fine for what I designed it for, which was the HLT with a 3 kilowatt element, and then two kilowatt elements for the original brew kit. Those who remember me building this will remember me doing the calculations and working out that that was absolutely fine for a 32 amp supply. However, Marley, be quiet. The new brew, at least this brew kit, I can get away with using this, but I can't have all 3 kilowatt elements on at once, because it takes us over the 32 amp. This has got 2 3 kilowatts and 2 3.5 kilowatts. So I could either have this running or have this running. Now, there's no reason why I would need to have the HLT and the copper going at the same time. But you know how it goes. It would be quite easy to accidentally just flick that switch and then overload it. So what did we think about doing to get around that? We've put an extra 32, which means for the HLT PID, when we're using this kit, it's alright, it's fine, won't matter. Using this kit or anything bigger, can still use this PID, and then I'm going to take from there a 2-pin. Now I'll explain why a 2-pin. These 3 pins are for the PIDs. This 4-pin is for the underback. So I'm going to change this to a 2-pin so that there's no chance of confusing them all. And this will be the output. So I'm going to have 2 outputs, one for the copper, one for the HLT, directly from the PID going to a little box that I'm going to build to go underneath here. Oh, creaking legs. So that 32, sorry, will plug in underneath with 2 16 outs for this via a solid state relay, something probably like a 60 amp, maybe higher solid state relay, which will be controlled from that aviation connector there via a lead. I'm going to use I've got a roll of PT100 shielded lead, so that should be fine. Going to aviation connector in there to control the PID, to control the 2 16 amp outlets, and 32 in, obviously. There you go. If necessary, I can do that twice, but I don't think it'll be necessary. This is pretty much up to the job. So that's where we're at with that. That's good. We also eventually managed to. This is a new Ibarra 7005/05. These aren't recommended for brewery use unless you put the brewery seal kit in. So 75 quid. eBay brewery seal kit now in there. So I got it. It's a brand new one. This one I got it cheaply enough. So so that's good. I'm sure there's loads of other stuff we did. But yeah, so we're kind of like getting there on this. I'm getting closer to doing the first brew on the big kit. I've got one more to pump out on here, so I'm going to take these pots and either put them down there or just wheel them round like this and do the brew using the same CP, or wheel them round that way. It will be, won't it? So, and then use it. Yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm going to work out underneath how we're going to do the pumps, the plate chiller, heat exchanger. I think is going to be okay, just sat there, and we're going to use it horizontally rather than vertically. I can't see that there'd be a problem with that. I'm obviously going to RTFM first, just to double check. But yeah, and we got loads of other little things done on Olinwata outside, and then on Sunday. Is it Sunday? Yeah, it was Sunday. Today's Tuesday. Crumbs. We drove up to Fawn. Simon, Charlotte, Dawn and I drove up to Fawn to have a look at Dear Old Mustn't Grumble. Alex was there, so I had a chat with Alex, and that's all history now. Mustn't Grumble was down in Sheffield at Jonathan Wilson's boatyard. So a bit of a long old week. It seems like forever since I posted the last video. Very little has happened in real terms, but in life terms, crikey, a lot has happened. So yeah, and also for those who remember me putting the X-ray up of my fingers, I was referred on privately, and then referred on to pain clinic. The only options for my fingers and toes and knees and hip and stuff in terms of painkillers was to move on from a high dose of codeine phosphate to move on to something like buprenorphine or something, as a what's known as a PRN, as needed. PRN means pro rata, taken as required, as it were, or move on to more systemic, sort of like 2 a day pain. Well, I was already getting a bit fucked up on the codeine phosphate, if I'm honest. Not nice. Didn't really want to go for any more pharmaceuticals, so I got a prescription for cannabis.
Okay, let's see. Toke as needed. Caution, objects may appear more edible than they actually are.
Yeah, like proper prescription. Just it's on an FP10, which is the prescription that your doctor gives you when you need antibiotics or whatever. Yeah, how weird. The big wheel keeps turning. As some will know, I did used to prescribe cannabis to my terminally ill patients. Yeah, so weird old world. So just to bring everybody up to date, up to speed on where we've been, what we've been doing. Boaty bits seem like they're on the verge of being resolved, and yeah, and for no other reason, it's just nice when Team SDH, which is Simon, Dawn and Harry, it's just nice when they come, because it's a break from routine. And we this time, instead of doing serious work on Mustn't Grumble, like putting the engine in with the hoist, with Simon precariously working underneath this dangling engine, this time we just did old fun things again, like buggering around trying to work out how to recharge a SS Brewtech glycol chiller and doing welding-y stuff. Look at that, that's actually welded. It's pucker welded at an angle, and yeah, little things. these little mines. So there we are, that's where we're at. I ought to mention there's still a few cans left on the website. I'll put a link underneath if I remember. I do need to do a stock check actually, because a couple of people have just turned up to buy them. That's very nice. But these, I always wanted to say that the first trial batch of a couple of hundred cans, which is what this was always going to be kind of my paying forward for the club, as it were. And there's some learning that has taken place in there. You're not focusing on the ginger ale. There you go. I don't think I'm going to be smashing bags of root ginger for a while. Well, at least until the cannabis kicks in. And yes, so once they're gone, they're gone. That'll be it. Then we're moving on to our real proper product. So I haven't bored you too much. And if you're new to the channel and you like this complete inane twaddle, then there you go. Click the like stuff, and that tells YouTube that it might be worth suggesting to other people. I apologise if you're one of those other people. Time-honoured form. All that's left for me to say now, until we do this all again, hopefully in the not too distant future. Whatever you're doing, you do it safely. You take care of yourself and those you care about. Cheers.
Wow, man. That's some heavy shit, man.